Welcome back, everyone, to Cheap Labor's podcast. This is now episode 7, and we had a lot of success with our food trying for last time, and that was not fun.
Not at all.
Yeah, and now we're doing the second place that we did from my poll. We are doing scrambled eggs with bacon, freeze dried. And before we get into this, my name's Justin. This is my brother Jacob. And today we're going to talk about our family experiences that we've had when it comes to just celebrations, get-togethers, just the whole shebang, because they're all kind of the same, but they're all special in their unique way, and we'll talk about why before we get into our eggs.
I could just tell you guys right away, it smells not bad. The last one, the barbecue milkshake, you can smell that weird tangy barbecue sauce in it, and we thought it was gonna be okay, but didn't really work out for us. But this one, I'm more excited for it.
I'm hoping I don't get gassy or just burp nonstop.
It didn't look good when we were making it, but I mean, who knows? So yeah.
And this is my first time trying anything freeze dried. When I opened the package, it was very looked spongy, and it looked like pirate booty was in it. But
I've only had freeze dried food once. My friend bought, I think it was ice cream, freeze dried chocolate ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like little brown rocks, and they melted in your mouth. And it just tasted like warm, liquidy ice cream, which. It doesn't sound good, but if you think about it, it's you can't freeze them, or you can probably get the actual flavor out of it. But we ate it at 80-degree weather, so it was okay.
But I feel even if ice cream were to be bad, what is this called again? Freeze dried or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel that wouldn't even taste that bad, just because it's a dessert. It's if it tastes bad, then oh no, it's just chocolate flavored. This is straight up breakfast food that some people would eat in the morning, during camping or whatever. But yeah, we've had plenty of weird experiences with food, kind of bringing it back to with our family. It's just our family loves to eat.
Oh yeah.
And we're super big into food. One of the things that there's been a few times where we get a taquero over there, and oh my gosh, that's literally the best thing to ever have at a party. Just get some meat and not beans, I don't eat beans, rice and a bunch of chile, and it's so freaking good. What would you remember most about family get-togethers involving food?
Only a handful of our family members would actually get the taqueros that I can remember. I remember really well growing up just always having hamburgers and hot dogs, but I always got Tijuana styled hot dogs, which was the bacon wrapped hot dogs, and oh my god, they're God-given food. It's so good. But I think it was one of my nephews didn't understand that you put bacon on it, so he's looking at it, and I'm like, "What's up, bud?" And he's like, "This isn't real." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not real? It's right in front of you." Who thought of this? Did your mom think of this? Because she can make a lot of money. And I'm like, no, buddy, this is an actual idea.
It's called Tijuana dogs.
Tijuana styled hot dogs. So he's all, I gotta be going to Tijuana soon because it must be good. But I mean, he tried it and he thought it was perfect. But other family members, what I used to do was, I was a dork. I used to take off the bacon and then eat it later. And I don't know why. It's just something I never understood why I did, but I enjoyed doing it.
It's kind of funny doing that. You always kind of peel off some of your food and save it for later. Like how you mentioned last time you do that
fried
with
chicken.
Yeah, the skin of the chicken.
Oh no.
But that was kind of something I started to learn how to cook during this whole COVID situation, where I would even earlier in quarantine, I would make more food for me and my brothers, and I tried to make Tijuana dogs, and they came out pretty good. But I feel they taste not as good as compared to the ones at birthday parties, just because sometimes the bacon would be crispy enough where it adds a nice crunch to it. But then again, it's also that whole atmosphere being together, just yell talking over each other.
I can't not think of a party where like someone's trying to talk, and then you get someone much louder, and then you like try to like fight over like who's talking, or just the dinner tables are always pretty insane. We have a lot of like the foldable tables, and I don't think really
Broken
that matters.
chairs.
Broken chairs, like we had mentioned before. I think something that kind of like gets buried between like all the stuff that we have with birthdays is that when people eat inside, because typically we have parties during the summer, so it's hot outside, and we have the canopies, and people are like cold waters, they have fans or something. I never realized like the same people sit in in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen like my grandma sit outside and eat her meal, it like with her like nephews or her grandkids or anything like that, because she's always inside eating because it's cooler. And I thought about it, and I tried one time eating in there, and like it was like blood sport to get a chair. Like, no, that's reserved for your Theo. No, that one, no. And I'm like, okay, no wonder like nobody wants to eat in here.
No, and I've tried sitting there too, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I sit there and I'm trying to talk to like one of my tias or tios, and then someone will just be like, "Oh, by the way," and then just kind of interrupt and stop. And then I notice now where I have to like interrupt me getting interrupted to get back into my conversation, and they just be like, "Excuse me, I was just talking." I was like, "I was talking first." Like,
Another good way that I felt like we have been trying to do to like get back into the conversation, because I've noticed that some of our relatives have like a very like short attention span. If like we're talking to them and it's like more than 5 seconds and it's not any of their interest, they just like zone you out. So what me and Justin have started doing is
oh yeah,
we kind of just say something, and if we notice they're like doing like if they're like dozing off, we just say the most random thing ever. Like Justin and I were going to a concert, and my aunt was super like, okay, don't do any of this, like stay together. And then right before we left, she was like, oh, what did I say? And then
oh yeah.
Justin can explain.
Yeah, she's
incredibly.
like, remember, what did I say about taking drugs? And of course, to be a joker, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. We were only gonna take half. And she goes,
And she
what?
freaked out. She just looked at him, and you had my mom and my other tios there.
Yeah,
Just like,
they
that
totally
was
knew
it.
I was joking, but she was just standing there like,
They
you
thought,
just straight up ignored me.
yeah, she thought we were just like clowning on her, just like we're actually gonna snort some coke over there. And you know, it's something that we needed to be doing a while back, because now we're getting some of our nephews to do that, because they get ignored the most, because it's like kids don't get that real special treatment nowadays, where like, oh, they just kind of like babble on. Now we got our nephews kind of like, oh yeah, and then I sock them in the face, and then they're like, what? And he's like, now that I have your attention.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember one time one of my little nephews came over, and I was just like talking to them. I think it was right after Christmas, and I asked him
Oh,
like, "Hey,
yeah.
what'd you get for Christmas?" And he's talking about like, "Oh, I think he said like a skateboard or some new video games." And then he asked me, but like you can totally tell that he didn't really care, but like he just wanted to be polite. And so I told him like, "Oh yeah, I got like underwear, socks." He goes, "Really?" And then I told him like, "Yeah, I got some few T-shirts," and you see his head like move this way. And I said, "Oh yeah, and I got like a sniper and everything. It was fun. I just shot a duck." And he just goes, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, so now you're paying attention
Yeah.
again." And he goes, "Oh, but did you really get one?" I was like, "No, I did not."
it's a funny thing that we just kind of have to implement nowadays. But we steered off food really quickly. But
That's okay.
I mean, as long as we got some conversation, and that's perfect. I was trying to think of like other food like journeys. All I know is that us and our cousins that are our age, we just love exploring new restaurants to eat, and we're like straight up food reviewers. But I feel like we're so soft on like food reviewing because we just love food. We never give like places bad reviews, or just like, hey, yeah, this restaurant sucks. We're like, no, this is good, and we're gonna come here all the time. Like, we've got a local spot over here that we've shown multiple cousins, and it's a good spot in San Marcos. Money Pit, please check it out.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my
major
favorite restaurants.
support right there.
We turned some of our cousins into like Money Pit lovers.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not sponsored by it, but it's just a local burger place that we go to, and it's just amazingly good.
Yeah, and we get them on there, and I remember one time we went there, and I went with my cousin, and I think somebody approached me like they knew me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Bro, what's up?" And I'm like, I looked up because I'm eating my cheese fries, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, like, do I know you?" And he like looked at me, he's all, ooh. He like walked away. I'm like, okay. And my cousin's like, "Did you know him?" And I'm like, "No." I think he thought he knew me, but like totally was like, when he realized I wasn't his like friend he thought like he saw, he just was like, "Oh my god, like I just embarrassed myself now, like I can't say anything." So I was like, I felt bad for him, and he was just looking at me the whole time. He's like, like you could tell he wanted to say he's sorry, but he was just so embarrassed. I'm like, wasn't that bad, he just like mistaken me for one of your friends. I was like thinking about it, I'm like, but the way he like reacted was just worse. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, we all kind of done that before, but I think like once you like messed up, you just drop it instead of just like stare at the kid, just be all like weird about it.
He's like a victim of something. He's got like major trauma afterwards. So I'd hate to see him in person.
Be like, "Oh, remember me? I made a fool of myself."
Yeah, I don't know about that kind of stuff. So before we go into this, I have a story that we can segue into the scrambled eggs. So we always have major Christmases. I think you can agree to that.
Yeah,
we have like 50, 60 people.
My mom is the youngest of 10, and like each of my tios and tias at least has like 2 kids. Some have like 1. Some of them are just don't have kids at all. But
then you get the ones that have 5, like 3 of them. So it's like a
very huge family.
And they just stem off, and there's so much more cousins, nephews.
Yeah, like
my grandma's a great grandma already, and I'm already like thinking that we're gonna have even more bigger Christmases with more children on the way.
They just keep popping babies.
I know. Well, Christmas has always been like a special time for us, and we used to have it all the time at our place because it's grandma's house. Grandma lives with us. Let's go visit grandma, and we have the biggest tree in the world. I'm just kidding. No, it's nowhere close to like the Times Square tree, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's a big extreme moment for us to have like family members over. So typically the day after we open up our presents, we get like a couple people to spend the night. So it'd be courteous for somebody to make breakfast in the morning. We were making breakfast, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, let's have some breakfast. And my cousin, I'm not going to name any names, she starts making us some scrambled eggs, pancakes, bacon. It was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty good. But what I didn't know was we went back and we met up a week later for New Year's, and I think 4 or 5 of my guy cousins were recovering from the stomach flu and just major like food problems from the scrambled eggs. And they brought it up to her, and she's like, "I didn't do it. Like, I didn't poison you guys. We're not judging. We're not saying that you poisoned us."
Like, we knew you didn't do it on purpose, but it's like a good handful of the people you fed ended up getting sick.
Yeah.
Not everyone, gets sick from eating food that isn't prepared properly. But it's just like, yeah, it seems like they got sick because of you, but she got so defensive and all that. But it was funny just because she tried really hard to make something for all the cousins and even her tia and grandma. But it's just something that we kind of haven't really let go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was actually the first time I've ever had cheese in my eggs, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like really good. Like, so it's like an omelet, but not. And
I didn't have cheese in my eggs until I was like freshman year. So you're lucky. I was like 5 at that time.
I think he just wanted salt. And then Julian just did not want eggs. He just wanted bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Was he even old enough to like...
I might have been like 2 years old for any of that, so probably not.
Yeah.
He still doesn't eat eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He's just... That's a different story for a different time.
I thought it was perfect for us to kind of send our way up into our taste test from scrambled eggs that made people sick to scrambled eggs that could make us sick. So hopefully
We're doing this for
I'm
the views.
just not overhyping it. I hope it's good. So
this is the first time
yeah.
I've ever had to cook food in a bag. Like, I know there's people that
Yeah.
do that, or it's just that's how you cook this, but it's just such a weird thing for me to do since it's our first time. And at least it's I don't know if people can see it.
gluten free.
Yeah, it's gluten free. It just seems like it's trying to be healthy, but I don't know. I cannot unsee what was in there originally before I added boiling water to it.
What did it look like?
I was telling the boys off camera that it looked like pirate booty, with like little pieces of like something. It smells more like, I mean, obviously bacon is ham, but it smells like the ham we would get from like Thanksgiving,
like Costco or something.
yeah,
Costco type ham that we'd cook. How's it look?
like it smells like eggs and it looks like eggs, but it
Let me see.
like when I was trying to pour like the water out of the sink, it was
Oh, that's like cubed.
yeah, it's like it's too perfectly
Let me see.
shaped.
Let's get a camera shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not looking good. Oh, it looks like bacon bits.
Yeah, like,
That's what it smells like. It just smells like Costco bacon bits. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
just give us a spoonful.
I feel like I've seen this at like church events, like this kind of eggs.
And I like eggs for the most part. The only type of eggs I don't like are like when you get it from a can and spray it on, because that's disgusting. Or when people are too lazy to remove the eggshells that fall into it. I just find that like, if you're lazy at cooking, then it's just terrible.
All right, that's
So
good.
without a
Pretty
further
solid, so it's not like falling off the
yeah.
thing or anything. I didn't get any
Oh
bacon
well,
on
my.
it. Nice.
You didn't get bacon? Well, I see a little
Yeah.
piece right there.
There we go. Bacon.
Alright.
3, 2, 1.
It's not bad,
It's
actually.
not bad at all.
Let's see
Need some
how
salt.
let's see how I feel on the way out. But
You know what? It kind of gets weird at the end. I don't really appreciate that when it did that. Lack of flavor on the eggs, but what can you expect with bagged eggs?
yeah, it's
Oh, it hit
definitely
a watery patch. That was not good.
it's definitely chewier, I think. Like I said, the only thing that kind of throws me off about it is how they're all like roughly the same like shape. They're just kind of like weird rounded cubes. Yeah, let me just try just the bacon. Everything, it's just like a plain bacon and eggs.
I would recommend this though for like people that are camping and need like a breakfast thing, so they don't want to like go and buy like an MRE that's like not breakfast. This is okay actually.
Yeah, this is not
I
bad.
get behind it, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you go camping and don't have like a skillet, or want to be going to the grocery store and you don't have a place to like maintain the freshness of your food, like it's like especially if you don't have a fridge.
Just
like-
need boiled water.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you need. Boiled water and something to stir with. We use the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
So you stir it, and I liked it. This is personally like not bad. Better
Mhm.
than the barbecue milkshake,
Way better.
like 1,000 times. So yeah, honestly, let's rate this one. So last time I gave the barbecue milkshake a 4 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't give it the best rating. I can get behind this and say I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because it was on the positive side.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's like lacking flavor, of course, but what can you expect from a bagged scrambled eggs?
Let me see the bag. Yeah, I would give it like a 7 out of 10, just because one, it didn't taste like terrible. It tasted fine, which is pretty good when you account for it being like freeze dried and all that stuff. I like how it's gluten free. It's weird that before other like food like this wouldn't be exactly the healthiest. I'm glad that we're progressing in that aspect. And if you maintain this and maintain these food in a proper like storage place, they would be good all the way until May 2050.
What? So, I'd be 49 at that time, and then I can open it up and eat it. I'm 18.
I'll be 52.
Jeez. So, I mean, if you guys want to try MRE's scrambled eggs, we'd give you the green light on it. There's
Not bad.
No caution behind this one. On Justin and my Instagram, we'll be doing another poll for which food you want us to eat, and we'll probably put I put a poll up actually of something that we would want to eat. I got a lot of random ones that I don't really want to fulfill. Like,
yeah, someone told us to eat just a straight up onion.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing that. I might want to do that. I hate
onions so much.
I don't mind onions. No, I shouldn't say that.
Well, when it's in like ceviche, it tastes good because I can taste the other stuff in it. But it's just straight up onion.
I'll do it if I get enough likes. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna be like that kind of person. I might as well just try eating an onion like an apple one of these episodes. And but I set up a poll or a questionnaire actually of like which what foods I should try to eat for the podcast. We got a bunch of them. Someone told us to do the cinnamon challenge.
That's a little outdated.
It's a little outdated, and no, so we probably won't do that. We've gotten some raw cow tongue type stuff, raw meat. We're not gonna do raw meat, but I'm genuinely interested. I'm interested in the raw cow tongue though. I would like to try that personally.
Yeah, just definitely keep up with our social media, and just whenever we have something posted that allows you guys to like give your input on it, make sure you guys jump right on that.
Yes.
Because that's how we got the barbecue shake and these eggs.
Yeah.
And just definitely keep up with that, and we'll definitely keep everybody's voices heard, and we'll accommodate like for everybody. But yeah, thank you guys. This is like another shorter, like podcast episode. We're trying to like do that because we're not really too sure how long we need to prepare certain foods like the milkshake or these eggs.
Yeah, these took at least maybe 10 minutes of preparation to like get everything ready. Maybe a little bit longer for this one, just because Justin had to set a bunch of timers for this one. But the milkshake, we just had to keep it frozen, and we had Julian come up. No Julian this episode. He doesn't like eggs, so we told him if you want to be in the episode, you're gonna have to try the food. He said no. So leave something in the comments of what you guys think Julian should have to eat, so he can be in the episode with us.
And don't say French fries.
And please do not say French fries, chicken nuggets, or any burger type stuff, because he will eat it and he will enjoy it. We're trying to try new things. So thank you guys so much for watching episode 7 of the Cheap Labor Podcast, Scrambled Eggs Edition.
Yeah, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and just tell everybody about the video. We really appreciate like all the love that we're getting from everybody. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Bye.